A sparkling stream of every nation will flow into it. Many peoples will come and say, "Everyone come, let's go higher to Yahweh's mountain, to the house of Jacob's God. Then he can teach us his ways, and we can walk in his paths. Zion will be the center of instruction, and the word of Yahweh will go out from Jerusalem." What's interesting about this verse is that it says a sparkling stream of every nation will flow into it. So that's telling me that there is a stream that flows into the presence of God. There is a stream that flows into the throne room. And it confirms a vision that I had a few months ago where I was looking at the throne room of God, and out from it came a stream, came a river of water. But the thing that was different about this water was there was two currents in one. One was flowing out and one was flowing in. And what I really saw in this vision is that there were people floating on inner tubes, in a sense, and they weren't doing anything but laying back and floating, and that was drawing them closer to the throne room. But there were people that were off of inner tubes and they were trying to swim, and the harder they swam, the current took them out away from the presence, took them out away from the throne room. So this verse is a reversal of the dispersion of people at the Tower of Babel. So if we know that story back in Genesis 11, the people were trying to build a tower. They were building on their own foundation. They were trying to get to the heavens, trying to get close to God. And that's not what God wanted. God didn't design people to strive to build on their foundations. And so he warned them. He said, "Look, if you keep doing this, I'm going to split you all up." They didn't listen. They kept going. They kept building. They kept striving. And the Lord split them up, separated their language from each other, sent them out amongst the world, and scattered them abroad. And so with this vision is that striving that really separates us from God. When we are striving, we are not relying on his power, we're not relying on his faithfulness, but we're saying, "Lord, let us do it because we can do it." And what that does is it just pulls us out further, and it gets us to a point where we're exhausted. And when we reach that point of exhaustion, we fall and we just say, "Lord, you have it," and then we grab onto his inner tube. I had the Lord, it may not even been the Lord, it just may have been my imagination, but I really felt in my spirit, he says, "Look, don't strive, just relax on my inner tube and float in the lazy river of love." And that inner tube is Christ. That inner tube is the foundation of Christ. And if we lay our lives on the foundation of Christ, we will be ushered into the presence because we've hit that rest. We've said, "Lord, I can't do it. You must do it." And so we rest and we get pulled into the presence. And the more we rest, the less we strive, the closer we get to the Lord. It is humility that causes us to say, "Lord, there's no way that I can do this. It is all you." So I just wanted to encourage somebody out there that's striving. If you're exhausted, if you're tired, if you feel like your spirit is getting so dry and you can't do anything, I just encourage you to rest in Jesus and rest on his foundation, and you will be drawn closer to the Lord. The verse also says, "Then he can teach us his ways and we can walk in his paths." See, the only way he can teach us his ways and the only way we can walk in his path is if we surrender it all and say, "Lord, my ways are not good. I must learn your ways. I must give up my ways and in turn receive how you do things. I must give up my path and in turn just sit in your path and learn your ways of doing things." And that's what makes it so much easier. Whenever we say we give up, I don't need my path to work out. I don't need my ways to work out, but Lord, it is your ways and it is your path that leads to perfection. So let me lay here and teach me. And it is sitting at the feet, it is sitting in his presence saying, "Lord, teach me." because I don't know it all. Lord, I just thank you for those who are watching this. I just release a rest and a peace over their life. If they are struggling, if they are restless, Lord, I just thank you that you draw them close to you, because it is coming to you is when we get rest. So God, I just thank you for rest in their lives. Let the peace of your love drench them in this very moment. Let their striving cease. And just let them learn to love you without doing anything, but sitting with you. So Lord, I just thank you for breakthrough in this area of life. I thank you that the ones that are watching right now will break through from restlessness into rest. In Jesus' name.